All right, Catherine, thanks so much. Well, it's a very exciting time here on Good Morning Twin Tiers because we get to sit down with the cast of Heather's Musical presented by Elmira's Little Theater. They woke up bright and early to make sure your cup of coffee, your tea, everything was enjoyable this morning. So, guys, thank you for being here. I know it's anything but what you want to do, but snooze that alarm right now. Let's talk about the big performance starting next week, to my understanding. Tell me each about your characters, and then we can go into depth from there. Whoever wants to start, this is all you guys.
Absolutely. We can go, I think, right down the line.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Heather Mack is kind of like the dumb one out of the Heathers.
Okay.
If you've ever seen Mean Girls, she's like the Karen of the group.
Okay.
She's ditzy, she's rich. She's probably the nicest of the Heathers, but also the dumbest.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Taylor said, like Heather's is very much like the Mean Girls before there was Mean Girls. And so then my character is Heather Chandler, and then I would be like the Regina George.
I see.
So I play Heather Duke. She's the Gretchen Wieners of the group. And in Act 1, she's kind of like the whip dog of the trio. She kind of runs the errands and just does what Heather Chandler says. And then there's a little bit of a plot twist. And in Act 2, she's a little bit more like fiery and maybe even worse than Heather Chandler.
I see. And so obviously it's called Heather's the Musical. Do each of your Heathers like each other? Are you guys against each other? Is it like a rivalry? Are you standing by each other?
I think it really just is that sort of, you know, you think of like the trio clique sort of thing, and I think it definitely, that's what it is in that. But it's so much fun because it really incorporates, you know, like the really like campy 80s, 1989 like themes, while also of course like I said, like being that Mean Girls before there was Mean Girls, which is so much fun.
It's very complex
Okay.
between them. They all have different relationships with each other. I think Heather Chandler being the main one, kind of, she doesn't really care about the other Heathers as much as they care about what she thinks of them. Heather McNamara is kind of just there. And then Heather Duke, I think, really wants her approval, but just doesn't get it. So
I see.
they all have different dynamics with each other.
No, that's really awesome.
Yeah, I think the dynamics in the show between characters is like one of the most fun things because like I said, it has like all those really campy elements, but then we also have these like huge fun dance numbers when there's like so many people on stage, and then there's beautiful ballads, and it explores some really interesting, like some darker themes as well. So certainly like make sure before you come to see the show that you check it out and make sure it's the show for you. But it's a really fantastic show, and everyone is, I don't think I've ever seen like such a talented cast before. So it's been really wonderful being a part of it. And we just moved into the Clemens Center this past weekend. So we are starting our rehearsals there this week. Well, starting just in the Clemens Center itself. So it's really wonderful. We're in Powers Theater. And like you said, the performance is next weekend. So the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th. And folks can buy tickets at clemenscenter.org.
Amazing. And here's a question for you. Anyone can answer. What is the goal of the Heathers in the end? Come from start to finish, what are they looking to accomplish? Each one of your characters or as a team?
Well, so the main character, Veronica Sawyer, and her boyfriend, JD, who's a little bit more edgy, they're the leading couple of the show, and the Heathers are kind of like, look at them as the villains of the show, besides Heather Mack. And they're basically just trying to all survive high school and coming from different cliques, and Veronica wants to get in with the Heathers, but she knows that it's not the most ethical to be friends with them, so she really struggles with right and wrong. And I think JD comes from a very dark path, and the Heathers also come from a very dark path, but they're very different. So she's just trying to navigate both sides of the coin, and she's just trying to get through high school, and the Heathers are trying to help guide her, but they're probably not the best people to be followed.
I'm totally seeing the connection between Mean Girls and this. And final question before we have to wrap up. What's each one of your favorite songs or dance numbers, and brief reason why? What can we look forward to from each one of you?
Taylor, you go ahead.
I think I love Never Shut Up Again. That's Duke's song. It's just so high energy. I think it's our biggest dance number, and it's just so fun. It sounds beautiful.
Yeah. I have to say my favorite is definitely like Candy Store, which is like our like big like trio theme song. Like it's the three of us all together, and we all have our different colors, as you can see here. So Taylor has yellow, I have red, and then Mia has green. And so it's just so cool, and we're all very powerful singers, but in all different ways. So I really love like hearing all of our voices come together, and it's really fantastic.
Yeah.
That is. Oh, sorry. You continue. Sorry, I was going to cut you off. You go. No.
My favorite is probably Kindergarten Boyfriend. It's the only ballad of the show, and one of the two songs that there's no ensemble in. And it's a very like gut-wrenching, beautiful song. And our Martha, who sings the song, is like one of the most amazing singers I've ever heard.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot to look forward to. Definitely something you want to read up on before time because of some sensitive topics.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely, in the web article shortly after our show, highlight a little bit more about Elmira Little Theater if you want to join in on some of their future productions. But girls, thank you so very much for waking up bright and early with us. We hope that everything goes well in these final rehearsals, these dress rehearsals. And if you want to catch them, that's again at the Clemens Center next weekend. All the details will be on WENY.com. Shortly after our show, you can just click on the story. But for